Hello, Christ is in our midst. I'm Father Kevin Long of St. Elias Antiochian Orthodox Church in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Today is Friday, July 24th, 2020, and here are the readings from today. The first reading is from St. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 35 through 40, and chapter 8, verses 1 through 7. Brethren, I am speaking for your own benefit, not to lay any restraint upon you, but to promote good order and to secure your undivided devotion to the Lord. If anyone thinks that he is not behaving properly toward his virgin, if his passions are strong, and it has to be, let him do as he wishes. Let him marry. It is not a sin. But whoever is firmly established in his heart, being under no necessity, but having his desire under control, and has determined this in his heart, to keep her as his virgin, he will do well. So that he who married his virgin does well, and he who refrains from marriage will do better. A wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives. If the husband dies, she is free to be married to whom she wishes, only in the Lord. But in my judgment, she is happier if she remains as she is. And I think that I have the Spirit of God. Now concerning food offered to idols, we know that all of us possess knowledge. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. If anyone imagines that he knows something, he does not yet know as he ought to know. But if one loves God, one is known by him. Hence, as to the eating of food offered to idols, we know that an idol has no real existence, and that there is no God but one. For although there may be so-called gods in heaven or on earth, as indeed there are many quote-unquote gods and many quote-unquote lords, yet for us there is one God, the Father, from whom are all things and for whom we exist, and one Lord, Jesus Christ, through whom all things, and through him are all things, and through whom we exist. However, not all possess this knowledge, but some, though being hitherto accustomed to idols, eat food as really offered to an idol, and their conscience, being weak, is defiled. The reading of the Holy Gospel today is from the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 15, verses 29 through 31. At that time Jesus passed along the Sea of Galilee, and he went up into the mountain and sat there. And great crowds came to him, bringing with them the lame, the maimed, the blind, the dumb, and many others. And they could put them at his feet, and he healed them, so that the throng wondered. And when they saw the dumb speaking, the maimed whole, and the lame walking, and the blind seeing, they glorified the God of Israel. Today I want to talk a little bit about what the Apostle Paul is saying in his letter to the Corinthians. The major point that he is saying, and has been saying all week long, is that there is one target of our focus, one center of our attention, and that is God and God alone. And so it's important for us, in whatever it is that we do not lose sight of that one thing. And so, when someone is obsessed about a person, a woman who is living with them, in this case he says a virgin who is living with somebody, if he is truly in love with the virgin, he should marry, because he will become obsessed and he will focus all of his attention on her, and then next thing you know, he has completely lost sight of God and instead is only followed after this person that he is attracted to. And so he says it's better to marry, and there is no offense in marrying. It is preferable not to marry, he says, but there is no great sin in also being able to marry and bring up a life that is far more blessed, because husband and wife together are going to create a way of life that will eventually and ultimately glorify God, just as those who are virginal, both men and women, would be able to do the same were they not tied down to these worldly bonds of marriage. Another thing that he says, he speaks about knowledge, that it puffs up. And that's such a great line. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. And that's a very important point for us to take too. We can have the knowledge of the world. We can have a brain that is full of encyclopedia information. We can be as smart as we can possibly be. But if we do not have love, that intelligence is completely and totally pointless. There is no use for it. And so instead, people will say, "My, what a smart person you are," or "Wow, what a brilliant thought that was," which, okay, it will get its due, but it will also become an encumberment because people will see it and not give thanks to God, and people instead will puff up the person only to puff them or to destroy whatever reputation they had the next day. So knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. So we should focus our lives in learning how to love and learning about love and doing what we can to love our God with everything that we have and continue to love our neighbor as ourselves. We do those things, we will find abundance in life. May God bless you today and always. May his light shine upon you and may he grant you his peace. God bless you. Have a good day.